All right, so the shock of the work environment can be daunting and sometimes very difficult to foster. This is why one's efforts aren't always met with success, and that's the reality. The book, Your First Year of Work, A Survival Guide, is a guide on the do's and don'ts of entering the workplace. It's written by Shelagh Foster, and she joins us in studio now to talk a little bit more about the book and perhaps give you an idea of what to do when you're going for that job interview. Good to have you, Shelagh. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be here.
And congratulations on the book, because I mean, I think that this is, I was chatting to you and I passed this comment to you. I wish I had this when I went for my first interview and I was looking for a job. I mean, was this the whole idea behind it? Or was it giving us something we need, something?
Absolutely. And it's not just a book of guidelines, although it is that. I mean, it's full of exercises and things to do and things to think about. But it's also introducing young people to the whole idea that work is a different culture.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a social culture, a family culture, our educational culture, any organization we might belong to, those have their own cultures.
Yeah.
Work is a different culture. And if you take your social culture into your work culture, there's going to be a clash.
Yeah.
Because the rules are different. The expectations are different, the behaviors are different, the dress is different. It's a different world.
Yeah, it really is a different world. I mean, when you're going for that job interview, if you're lucky enough in this day and age to get one, and you go and you just sort of, you're out the loop, you don't know what to expect, you don't know what to do. So how do you prepare people to go for that all-important interview?
Well, you know, the book starts off talking about communication, and most of what I cover in the book is about communication. So it's verbal communication, written communication, body language, all those things that are very important when going for an interview.
Yeah.
But to take a step back from that, if you've just come out of school or college or university and you don't really know what your talents and skills are, it's important to sort of delve deep inside yourself and discover what they are. So I also offer a series of exercises, little checklists, easy things to do, to figure out just what you're good at and how that might apply for to a work environment.
Fantastic.
And then you sit down and you put your CV or your resume together.
Yeah. Quite simple things, I imagine.
They're all simple things. It's very doable.
Yeah. I mean, give us one example of an exercise. Well, what do you tell these people to do?
All right. So if, for example, say you haven't got a university degree and you're coming straight out of school and you think, I have no skills whatsoever. If you've worked reasonably hard at school and applied your mind, and this is not a miracle cure for people who haven't really done that in the first place.
Yeah.
But there are little check boxes and tests so that you can think, okay, so what have I done that might contribute to a work environment? I helped my mum with her books for her home industries. I was the chaperone on the hockey tour last year. You know, things like that. I helped with a fundraiser to raise funds for the hockey tour. Those kind of things, they all have value. Those kind of things have value in a work environment. You just need to be able to translate them from the school environment into the work environment.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, you know, if you chaperone the hockey tour, you have leadership qualities, you are trustworthy, you have organizational skills, and all those things have value in a workplace.
I mean, I think that's amazing, but the problem is that you almost need somebody to point it out to you, because, you know, okay, great, I've done all of these things, but what does it mean? You almost need somebody external to say, listen, don't downplay what you have done and what you've achieved, and that's why it doesn't matter where you are. I think take every opportunity and use it to the best, because now we are talking to those who haven't had the opportunity to go to university, and which is a big thing. It's a very big thing.
Yeah.
Having said that, you've managed to get Professor Jonathan Jansen to write the foreword to this, which is absolutely amazing. I think a lot of us respect him so much. And in the foreword, he goes on to say that the business and business industry always tell me, your universities are not providing us with the right kind of skills. This is what he says. Is it true? What do you think he means by this?
Well, you know, I think some universities and even some schools, and this book is aimed at anyone between the age of sort of 17, from grade 11 up to age 25. So regardless of your skills, this book is relevant. But I think in many cases there is a great divide between the education system and the work environment. And that's what I was hoping to fill with this book, because you might have academic skills, you might have done well at school or at university, but if you don't know these things, you don't know them. And in fact, that was my motivation for writing it. Because how can you expect young people to know things that they don't even know exist They don't even know that there are different rules.
Yeah. I mean, just to break it down, you talk about the interview process, you talk about how to dress, which is so important. You talk about writing. I mean, that email is so important that you send. Don't go and use that slang language.
No, don't say how's it.
don't do that. And use those little
text.
I don't even know what you call them.
I think it's called text speak or
Oh
text.
my goodness, I don't understand that. I mean, this is so important. I think it's a fantastic book. And then you talk about that all-important first year of work. So you cover quite a bit in this book.
Yes.
Bookstores around the country.
Yes, most of the bigger bookstores. It's also available on Kalahari.
Right.
And it's available as an ebook on Kindle.
Yeah.
So
which is important.
It's accessible to most people.
Yeah,
yes.
most
Yes.
people getting those these days. All right, there you have it. This is it. Your first year of work. Shelagh Foster, A Survival Guide. I recommend you get this book. For those of you looking for a job, entering into the workplace, I think these will give you tips that you'll perhaps use for the rest of your working career. Thank you, Shelagh, and well done on the book.
Thank you so much.